invited Ben Houchin, Mayor of Teesside, into Yarm School to get an understanding of our contribution to the local economy and our contribution more locally to our community. And that's partly driven by a new report that's come out from Oxford Economics. So Ben, we've brought you in today just to think about the contribution that Yarm School makes to the local economy and a variety of other ways. This report from Oxford Economics is really informative. Actually, it tells us that what we knew, that the school employs a lot of people, 230 people directly, a bit more than that if you include our caterers and our coach service. But actually the contribution is analysed so that you look at jobs nationally. We support probably 400 jobs nationally.
Right.
And the contribution to the local economy is quite significant as well, with about 23.5 million to national GDP, but 13.7 million pounds of that is here in the Tees Valley local economy being supported through the actions of Yarm School.
So that's nearly 14 million just within
Just
Teesside.
within Teesside, yeah, and that probably doesn't include some of the other things that are ongoing in the school at the moment. Development in the prep school, we've got a new building going in there with a local contractor being used to build that.
Oh,
some recent submissions just gone in as well to the local authority for more development, so there's lots going on. Perhaps we can wander down the high street.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, let's do it. Obviously, hard numbers, tax, to the economy is all really, really important, but actually schools are about local community and people, right?
They are, and do you know what, Ben? I'm really committed to Yarm School being part of our local community in a really meaningful way. And yes, you're absolutely right. We have to be part of our community, and there's loads going on. And I want to build on it more, but there's all sorts of things we do. We're in the High Street. One of the things we did just before Christmas was have a whole bunch of art relating to the 12 Days of Christmas, which our pupils produced as a community project, and that really livened up the High Street before Christmas.
Lovely, yeah.
We have all sorts of links with local primary schools. Thousands of pupils come through the school annually looking at different projects and coming in and do all sorts of things. So I'm very keen that we are really part of the community. It's a really important thing for any school, but certainly for us at Yarm.
Well, it's been fantastic to get an update on what's going on at Yarm School. Not only financially do they contribute massively to the local economy. I've heard this morning £6.5 million a year in tax. People often think private schools don't pay tax, but £6.5 million a year is a lot of tax. But on top of that, the fact that you've got so many students going to that fantastic school, that also means that they're contributing another £7.5 million to maintain schools, because those are students that aren't in the maintained school system. That means there's more money in the maintained schools to be able to provide for other pupils as well. But what I'm hearing also really importantly is actually Yarm, as we all know, is embedded in the local community, right? It's doing fantastic things for events during Christmas and Easter and at Yarm Fair. It's putting on social clubs for disabled children in the wider community. It's doing some incredible things. And finally, we all know that lots of kids in Yarm School and also the parents pop into Yarm, they buy a paper, they buy a coffee, they're going into the local bars and restaurants. It just shows that a school like Yarm is absolutely integral to an economy across Teesside, Darlington and Hartlepool.